once again to another episode of the Top Notch Coaching Network. My name is still Confidence with me, and I am your host as usual. Today, I want to continue on the new rules of money, which actually is a series that we just started last week. Last week, we did an introduction to this series. So today, we're building on our introduction. When we started, we did ascertain that the game of making money is actually still the same, but that the rules for making the money has changed. And in laying this foundation, we did compare the wealthy people of the industrial age against the wealthy people of the 21st century, or better still, the dot-com age. And we saw that the way a manner in which they made their money is actually different. So that is why we are looking at the new rules of money. What changed over the years, and what are these new rules of money? All right, let's start with one of the, should I call it the foundational new rule, because this is actually the first of the rules, and this rule is the rule of knowledge. Knowledge, yes, knowledge is the new rule of money. If you're observant today in our 21st century or this dot-com age, you would have noticed these things. That brain power is actually taking over muscle power. You will also have noticed that those who know are actually making money from those who do not know. Those who do not know are paying for their ignorance, while making those that know richer. If you look at our world today as well, you would agree with me totally that academic qualification is no longer useful. Not necessarily useful, but it's no longer enough to actually make one wealthy. In today's world, the rule of knowledge is this: the more you know, the more you earn. That is why I have come to find out that knowledge and wealth are actually relative terms. The reason why one person or somebody is earning more than the other person is simply their knowledge level. If I know more than you, some chances remain that I would definitely earn more than you do. So knowledge today is vital and is the new rule of money. Those who know are ruling over those who do not know, and those who know are getting richer from the ignorance of those who do not know. If you want to be in the flow of this new rule of money, the first thing is this: you have to acquire knowledge. Knowledge that goes beyond academic knowledge. You need financial knowledge, you need industry knowledge. If you have the prerequisite knowledge that will enable you make wealth, I can guarantee you that in this 21st century, you can make money. All you need is the prerequisite knowledge. So basically, you need to invest in your knowledge. Solomon, the son of David, said something in one of his proverbs. He said, better to get knowledge than to get gold. And that was the wisest man of his time. Said, better to get knowledge than to get gold. I have come to see that it is easier to make money in this age and time than it was in the industrial age. Like I said, all one needs is the prerequisite knowledge. Sometimes when I talk to people about this, they ask me, so how or what relationship does acquiring financial knowledge or reading up books on finance and co, what relationship does it have to do with attracting wealth? To answer this question, I will say this: that from my own personal experience, I have learned as I was taught, that as you acquire this financial knowledge, as you build and invest in yourself beyond the academic qualifications that you have, that this universe has a way of channeling the necessary opportunities and resources in your direction to enable you create wealth. Believe me, this is a reality, that as you begin to acquire the necessary and the prerequisite knowledge, trust me, the universe has a way of knowing, and it has its own way of channeling the necessary opportunities, the necessary opportunities and the necessary resources that can enable you to build wealth. All you need is to start. Knowledge is the new rule of money. Time will fail me to tell stories, but I can tell you quickly of my own experience, that when I started off on this journey, when I started studying up on money, reading books on finances, began attending financial classes, also had a financial coach who I was paying to coach me or mentor me financially. I realized that in 2 years, when I started this journey, within 2 years, I did not become a millionaire, but I could see the transformation in my finances. And I could see that even though my outward appearance still looked like that of somebody who was still struggling, but inside I was growing and opportunities started coming. One of the opportunities I would never forget was that sometime 2 or 3 years later, when I started this financial journey of mine and started reading on financial books, started reading financial magazines, had this coach and all. I remember that a school group invited me to come and speak as a guest speaker in a school group, because then and till now I run an educational consulting firm, and I was invited to come and speak to these school owners, and some of these people were actually well established financially. So it was a surprise to me. They gave me that IV and they paid me to come and speak. Believe me, if I had not been preparing, I would never have had that kind of opportunity. As if that was not enough, the church where I attended, the youth coordinator invited me as well to come and speak to the youths on how to raise capital to start their business. And you know what? Coincidentally, I had just finished studying and reading of books and listening to tips on how to raise capital to start business, and I had just raised capital to do 1 or 2 business as at that time. And few weeks after I started it, the invitation came to come and speak to the youths on how to raise capital. I didn't tell my youth coordinator. He didn't even know I had started a new business, but the invitation came all the same. My point is this: knowledge is the new rule. The more you know, the more you earn. The difference between you and the other person that is earning better than you is simply knowledge. So beyond your academic qualification, you need knowledge. You need financial knowledge, you need industry knowledge, you need the prerequisite knowledge that will help you to acquire wealth. And like I said, this time, in this age, it is easier to become wealthy. Till I come away again next week, where we'll talk about another new rule of money. Keep watching, keep subscribing, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for joining us.